Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the India Predator League 2024. We are here with what could be quite the game on our hands. Orangutan up against True Rippers going in the upper bracket finals, and one of these teams has the chance to go ahead and find themselves in the LAN finals if at all they win this. And it's going to give them a chance to participate for a bigger prize, of course, a cash prize and a chance to represent India at the world stage of the Predator League. I'm Universe, and with me I've got Raider, as we're going to take you through today's first best of three. And I know there's been quite a lot of changes. Raider, welcome to the show. First of all, I know it's been a while since you came back to this competition, but just to catch you up, Orangutan have been completely unbeaten so far. True Rippers have been a little bit phasey, but they've come here with a little bit more confidence after almost losing to Reckoning in the previous round, and now they're here to face what could be the favorites. What are your thoughts about this game?
I mean, as you said, Orangutan has already made their mark. On the hindsight, when it comes to True Rippers, yes, the competition is something which is going to be very, very interesting to watch. So I have to see a team who has been challenged enough time. Like I'm talking about True Rippers, who is being contested a number of times, and they have somehow qualified themselves to this stage in the upper brackets. It's going to be a very interesting competition from here to the qualifications, as you said, for the LAN.
Yep, we'll find out how it all breaks down, though, as I'm kind of excited about what the maps are going to be chosen between these two teams. While I know that Orangutan love their Ascent, I think that it might just be not picked, and there it is. Okay, I was actually surprised that they've gone with Bind here. With the recent, addition and subtraction going on in their roster, of course, the most recent one that's happened, RVK has left Orangutan, as we've seen on social media, and of course Frostmind has been announced for his replacement. And while we do see Bind as a pickup, is usually a map where I'm not quite sure what the change in Orangutan's composition is going to be. Are they still going to be sticking to the same 5 agents that they play, or is there going to be any difference? But this is a really interesting best of three, given that the three maps are not something that you usually see when Orangutan is in in the mix, because you end up seeing Ascent quite often. And because Ascent was not even banned in the first two maps, the first two maps banned were Sunset and Split. I expected Orangutan to pick it up, but this is kind of a surprise to me. What about you?
Oh, indeed, that's a surprise for me as well. Like coming back with the Lotus as well, a three-sided map. It'll be very interesting to watch out how these two giants are going to hit each other. At the same point, when it comes to Decider, we have Breeze, another interesting map which has faced a lot of changes, to be honest. And fighting in that particular scenario is going to be very, very challenging.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the agent selection. Let's not waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, Bind coming up in front of our screens. Let's see what is new from the side of Orangutan. They're not changing up too much, it seems. Of course, Frostmine's going to be sticking to that Brimstone. What we usually have seen, though, is that Viper pickup by Orangutan. They love playing with that Viper. RVK was the one doing it. Sometimes you could see it switch up, but here, of course, we've got Excali, who's also here, who doesn't play the controller as often, and he's got the Fate. So they're playing a double initiator, not something that you see that often now on this map anymore. On the other end, Deathmaker, he's picked up the Raze. He's been quite confident on that. The last time they faced off against Reckoning on this map of Bind, they were 11-7 down, and then they made a comeback to win that map against Reckoning's persistence. So you would expect quite a bit of a same performance here today, unless Techno, he was just flirting with the Euro, lock in with the Sky. And this is going to be quite the interesting duel between these two teams, because a double controller up against a double initiator with a chamber as a constant across both teams. They've got pretty interesting dynamics about how they play their Bind games.
Yeah, definitely have to see how this initiation goes on. Eventually, talking about the initiators, yes, it's really important for these giants to hit each other at the same point. Apart from that, when it comes to the entry point, is it going to be the A side or the B side that these guys are going to hit? Initially is going to be the biggest question for my side, but apart from that, I feel yes, the contestment is going to be quite surreal, because talking about the first map, it is Bind, then we go to Lotus, then eventually, if there is a situation of a 1v1 when it comes to the VO3 scenario, we will go to the Breeze as well. So I feel this could be a 2-0, but then again, that's a big speculation,
Yeah, it most certainly is a big speculation because Orangutan have been on pretty much of a clean run so far. Let's have a look at if this clean streak is going to be
Let's go.
specked up with a black dot because True Rippers, they love to rip things apart. Let's get into the game and find out how or if this True Rippers team is going to take us to the distance or if Orangutan will end us up 2-0. Orangutan, of course, starting on the attack, will be having a bit more utility to play with that Fade and Sky combo. They should be looking at a lot of disruption. And I say it because Disrupt in his recent games has been pretty confident with the roles that he's been playing. But for now, he is the chamber, so Deathmaker is going to play that Raze well as best he can. Orangutan, for now, has slowed things down in the initial round. They don't want to give away anything, it seems, just waiting for True Rippers to make a move, but it's mostly concentrated towards B, as we can see. The spike is there as well, and True Rippers, they're just waiting. They don't want to push either.
I mean, look at the Fade already pushing through the shards. That will be absolutely interesting angle, to be honest, to go with. But apart from that, if I'm not wrong, Spike is still there as an option to go with A side or the B side. But yes, apart from that, when it comes to Excali, he's trying to get all the information that's really, very important. The Trailblazer goes in, but with that trophy, he finds one good shot with the Ghost. He gets the player down. True Rippers already down to just the last 4 players surviving. But in Hookah, we do see a very beautiful setup coming in. And I believe Deathmaker can actually get the output out of it. Oh, he's peeking. Deathmaker finds one. Is this now down to dust? Going forward, Excali wants to peek in, but eventually gets hit with the frenzy. The Prowler goes in.
That works.
Still, I mean, the control of the B side is already there for the Orangutan.
Yeah, absolutely. The plant has gone down as well. And on the back of which there is quite the extensive post plan, but Excali gets taken out and Hella finds another 2 big kills, and now they've made it a little bit more possible, actually a lot more. 2 versus 4. Old Frostmine and Antidote are left in towards Elbow. He needs to win this fight here, but Deathmaker, he seems to be on his mark, and Frostmine's been found out as well. And while we know that this guy's got his clutch moments about him, but he definitely will not be going. The knife coming in. Okay, Frostmine. He denies Helif a bit of disrespect early on, but it's just probably to make Orangutan feel the heat that True Rippers have come into this game fully prepared.
Oh yeah, True Rippers has done their homeworks. Like the way they flanked from the hookah, it was absolutely amazing. Changed the angles and then eventually they were able to pick down, if I'm not wrong, the Fade Excali, and then eventually they came through trees to take down the rest remaining players that were already holding off the side. So Orangutan, they definitely were able to take the control of the site initially. They were able to plan the spike as well, but eventually in the post-plan scenario, bit by bit, the whole team got shattered. But this is another round. We got another starting, but eventually losing the pistol round obviously embarks a new and a tougher journey onto these players. But look at this with the Headhunter. Disrupt is peeking wide. He's actually in a very open spot. If Sky decides to go with the guiding light and then eventually shut him down, that will be very, very interesting to watch out for. Yeah, there you go. He gets the information where the player is. Antidote wants to fall back from that scenario. Now he's going to once again peek in. And if there is a possibility with the Sheriff, he might just take down Disrupt through the lamps. There is another player peeking in, but what is that? Hits the rendezvous and gets one.
He follows up with another as well, but the trade comes in. 2 kills from Showers as they get the ace set in their hands, and that's actually a great situation to be in. The plant down, and now Rafael, he's going to hope that maybe he's going to get 1 kill here because his teammates are low as well. This is going to be practically an undoable round for Orangutan because Frostmine's going to get washed away with just 1 drop of water falling towards him. And Deathmaker, oh, never mind, he misses the grenade. He's actually pushed himself away from U-Haul. Excali, detected. Elo finds one, Techno with the other. And Frostmine, even with his 1 HP, he's trying to fight. His Molotov goes a little wide. 3, 2, 1, and he's gone. There it is. True Rippers, a round that is theirs. They have gotten Deathmaker pretty close to the showstopper, but really expensive given that they had to lose out on 3 players like that. And the plan for Orangutan means money in the bank. Whereas True Rippers, they've got economical problems even in this bonus round.
Exactly, the bonus round is here and still True Rippers will be feeling the wrath. At the same point, I would like to say like their lead is there for True Rippers. Maybe losing this particular round is not going to implicate that much, but I believe every single round has to be credited in the favor of one particular team who is really looking forward to win it. But for now, Orangutan again trying to orchestrate the same play. Some players are trying to go for the A side through the shards and Eventually, the other players are trying to make an entry from B long, but it's going to be a pretty tough entry to be honest, because the way these players are holding off the sites is absolutely impressive. And I do see some of the players like the Rays and the Brimstone already holding off the defensive spawn area, through which they will be able to rotate either to the A side or the B side, depending on the requirements, depending on the audio cues and the information that they're going to get. But for now, as we can see, there is already a massive barrage of frags coming in from Deathmaker, which is absolutely impressive. But apart from that, when it comes to the synergy factor, somehow Orangutan is just unable to give those cover fires to their teammates, and yes, they're getting picked up bunch by bunch.
True. Seems like True Rippers have a bit of a disconnection problem here with their players, and that's exactly why we have currently stopped the timer. And this Byron is going to mean quite the bit for Orangutan. They, of course, know how to damage their opponents quite the bit, and they've done that really well. And now, True Rippers, they don't have too much to work with, of course, here. Just maybe a couple of sheriffs, one or two specters to be precise, that was saved up from the previous round. And that's about it. Whereas Orangutan, they've got a full stack of rifles. They should be heading what it seems to be a particularly B-heavy push. A bit of an exchange of weaponries, maybe change of plans here, maybe take a little bit extra hookah control, find themselves in a crossfire situation. Deathmaker still in spawn. He's not yet moved, and we're hoping that he moves real soon. But as we wait, I do want to ask you, Raider, do you think this game might be Orangutans to take, or is Bind going to be a platform for True Rippers to showcase their best?
I mean, initially, if you talk about the first few rounds, it does feel like that True Rippers have got the control. But then again, as you said, losing that many players in the second round costed them their economy. And that might actually change the trajectory from here. So I'm still going to go with the Orangutan.
I think I might have to be accustomed to agree. Orangutan do have quite a bit of firepower on their roster. And of course, Aziz just needs to wake up. He, of course, loves this map, quite the map. He loves the map as well. So I believe that Orangutan should be having, the upper advantage going into this. But I do want to have a look at their recent history as well when it comes to Bind, because I think that they, as much as they love Bind, which they have, Orangutan in their recent history, they've played, forget what I actually talk about, their entire history in Bind is what I'm going to pull up. They've played Bind 11 times in their entire history, and they've lost it just the once. So it's a pretty strong map, of course, for them, and they of course would love it. And on the other hand, True Rippers also are pretty great at this map as well, because I believe in their recent past, let's just have a look here. Yeah, Bind, never mind, they've actually taken quite the beating on Bind. But in their recent past, they've won against both Reckoning and Aster Army in this tournament itself. And one was against Aster Army, one was against Reckoning. They've been pretty good recently, but overall, their Bind hasn't been the greatest map. Let's find out how that translates, though, as now Orangutan, with their full buy, heading mostly towards B.
The Phantoms coming into the action with the Prowler. Definitely wanted to get the information. And yes, the information has been released, but there you go. The Brimstone gets taken down. Helif is now out of the equation. All we do have is still trying to get the initiation. The Boombot goes in. Obviously going to collect some more information, but Technotricol holding it patiently with the Sheriff in the hand. Gets some shots onto the body, but still not enough to completely put her down. It does feel like that True Rippers might actually lose this one, but we have seen True Rippers doing wonders when it comes to the post-plan scenario. So I'm looking forward to it, how that post-plan scenario is going to work out. But still, look at the hole that is there on the A-bomb side. The kind of approach that Orangutan was having in the last few rounds was basically spamming and actually faking one particular side and then rotating back to another. And that's exactly what they're trying to do this time. But they are predicted. They are pretty much red at this point. And look at this. Another shot goes in with the Vandal. Chamber gets taken down. Not just that, Deathmaker retaliates with one. Another shot goes in. Vapor finds another peck with the Stinger. But now it all trickles down to what Techno2Cold is capable of. With the Spectre in the hand, I do feel There are some utilities. They are trailblazer. They do have got their own guiding light, but at the same point, eventually, when it comes to the attacking perspective, Team Orangutan has already got it figured out, and there you go, finally a comeback.
Well, that is going to be Orangutan's first round, as we do have quite the hold from them. Yes, of course, two players lost, but look at what that's allowed. Frostmine's got his ultimate up, and that's going to be the orbital strike to allow them a whole lot of post-plan control, if not needed for taking out U-Haul usually if they want to rush in towards A, but it doesn't seem like the case. Once again, Orangutan going to try and hold on to their guard once again. They're not completely in the run of momentum. They want to build it up slowly. Disrupt, yes, does go for a bit of aggression. Instantly pushed back though, as Orangutan pay heed to that attention and they fall back. But an antidote,
Wow.
He finds a great first kill. I'm not quite sure why Techno would swing that a little too wider. The jump peak, of course, would help him, but was kind of unnecessary. That opens up a bit of an avenue for Orangutan to work it on, but look at the amount of information gained. Rafiel on the other side, though, he's taking on the trademark, so now they're going to be confused. Is there going to be somebody pushing from showers? They don't care about it. They're going towards B. This is going to be quite the switch around between the two teams here. The Chambers are holding on, but Vibor, he wants a piece of the cake.
Vibor with the Bulldog was absolutely on point. Peaked at the same point and eventually was able to get it done. But now comes then the orbital strike. Look at this. Chamber trying to outperform, but Disrupt gets taken down by Raw Fuel. What a pick that was, but apart from that, again, Deathmaker ready with the showstopper. He can actually shut down multiple players, but look at this. No information whatsoever. The players have already rotated back to the showers. Now they're trying to come from A main if that's a possibility. And I do feel like that things are just going to be trickling down for Team Troopers. Trying to come up with some angles through the towers, gets taken down. Now it's all about Viper sitting in the lamps, trying to get the information of where the player is before maybe gonna go with the save of the Vandal, because again the economy is just falling short every now and then, and this will be a 2-2, that's for sure.
Yeah, Vibor is just gonna have to run away and save this weapon. That's gonna give them quite a bit of economical upside. I'm talking about Orangutan here, of course. Aziz wants to maybe chase him down, but Antidote actually ends up losing his life. Okay, that's not too much trouble. He still has a lot of money to buy in, but it was the initial point of contact. This is what opened it up. The minute that B hit came in, you can see the rotations coming through. They committed the Seekers, and in classic Orangutan fashion, they instantly teleport away from the B site back towards A. This is what they usually do. They wait up for a bit of utility play. They take it to the last 40 seconds. They commit an ultimate that might make you think, you know what, they're actually going to run on the back of this. And then instantly, they have their rotations caught in. And then, of course, the A site was there for the take-in. Disrupt eats up quite a bit of damage. Aziz expected that teleport on top, but he will be able to get away with his life for now. True Rippers instantly having two of their players come back here. No, Deathmaker actually changes his mind. He's going to stay at B, but there is a three-man hold here. It is, of course, basically an eco for a True Rippers, except for Vibor, who wants to take this fight but might not be ready for it. Dry peaks are always the problem, and Aziz gets a second as well for his troubles. And there's the trade. Okay, Disrupt. A flick and a half from him. He finds two. Makes it an even 3v3.
Pretty interesting picture to be painted, to be precise. What a comeback that was there. What a retaliation, to be honest. But now comes the smoke. With that, the potentials are also ready. Let's see if Rafiel is going to get some kind of picks. Oh no, gets taken down.
Okay.
Disrupt with 3 Ks, but finally gets picked off. And with the current scenario, I feel it's a 2v2 scenario, and it is going to be quite a contested one. Spike is still there with the Brimstone, so I feel he can actually go for the plant, but even before that, has to clear out Deathmaker. And if Deathmaker is surviving in the A side, taking the control is just going to be very, very challenging. And look at this, with the lamps, he's still trying to peek in, and eventually he spots a player, but Frost gets him, and now he's going to plant the spike because the information is already relayed that the other guy is actually quite a far away, and now he's going to come through A mains. That's interesting. Let's see how that approach is going to be helpful enough for him. Or maybe he's going to save his guns. Oh, actually he's going to pick some Vandals. Pretty much only one Vandal, and then eventually he's going to rotate. I do feel like that's a possibility. Because again, did not have any kind of utils. Did not have any kind of weaponry except the Sheriff. But he's going to pick in. He's going to swing. He's going to get the information. If he gets 1 or 2 players, that will be absolutely amazing. But the Guiding Light gets the information. The flash was still there. with the pop flash being utilized. Now he's going to push forward. I have to see what happens in the retaliation. Frostmine gets another one, and with that, it's Orangutan's round.
Good first and second pick from Aziz here, but the trade up from Disrupt was even better. Honestly, I have no idea how he just swung that and found two like it's nothing. Excali should have traded him out there. Two bullets, a bullet and a half would have finished him off. But then the third came here, and Disrupt made it so much easier. I'm not exactly sure what the problem there was, because if you noticed, after he got those 3 kills, Disrupt had his ultimate on, right? He could have given the Vandal to Deathmaker and switched on to the Tour de Force himself.
Exactly.
But missed decision, a little bit overheat, and Deathmaker here on a bit of an overheat mission himself does get taken down after his one pick, but that is just a trade up of a duelist and an initiator. Orangutan, they've got 2 of those, so they've got no problem. Excali, he's got a Nightfall as well, so that's going to be a big win condition for them if at all they choose to go back to this B site. But that Tour de Force towards B long is going to try to maybe change this outcome.
Oh, the Prowler comes in. Information has been released. With that, the approach is going to be much more easier. But there you go. Once again, he's trying to peek in. He's trying to get the information if that's possible. On the hindsight, when it comes to Aziz, has already secured the hookah, spotted the player Disrupt, managed to take down with the Tour de France, and on the hindsight, Helif gets another one. Rafael also gets picked off. Now it's a situation of a 2v4. Pretty difficult for the players of Orangutan, but at the same point, Aziz with the showstopper is more than ready. In the hands, has got the Phantom. Let's see if he gets some picks or not. Yeah, with the satchel is going to move in a bit deeper down into the side, but eventually gets spotted, and both the players are going to get picked by Sky. And with that, True Rippers backs out and comes up with an equalizer.
Yeah, Techno holds his ground there, does not give up too much at all. He's making sure that he supports his chamber by any sort of anomalies flying in, and that anomaly was Aziz. Frostmine, he jumped a little too close. I believe he got a little nervous about how the angle could pop in, but I think his best bet was to actually jump in at the same time that Aziz flew into the site. He kind of came in a little bit late. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there. Could have been a little better, of course. But Orangutan, they're 3-3, not too much lost here. And out comes the Tour de Force from the attack. Rafael now, he's hoping for a bit of action himself. Long has been taken off. They've got information in the hookah as well as Excali. He did have his Prowlers destroyed. They spotted one, and Deathmaker wants his own pick onto the Fade here. He's not letting go of this. Another Prowler. Both the Prowlers wasted, and nothing gained out of it except for the fact that there's just players available here. Troopers, pretty good on this defense, and they forced Orangutan to actually rethink their decision and push them back towards A.
And with that main push, definitely Viper Vibhor, to be precise, is going to be there. Apart from that, I do believe Disruptor is also going to hold the shards for now. But he might actually go for some peaks and eventually shut down the play. But what is that? Orangutan is already making their move towards the hookah once again. They've also thought that they have maybe given an information, but with that Nightfall coming to the picture, now the ultimates are coming into the scene, and we have Excali, who was able to take down Helif. And now when it comes to dry peaks, there you go. Deathmaker finds one, retaliated by Rafuel with the Tour de France. Another one is going to get picked off. It does feel like that. Oh, what? The animation gets picked off. True Rippers, it's just Vibhor and Disrupt who are surviving for now. Vibhor is about to take some good angles with the Recon Phantom. I would love to see how that initiation is going to go. But yeah, the competition is quite surreal for now. It's a post-plan scenario. Yes, the information has been released. Now the orbital strike will be there. Impressive. Impressive. All right. Yes, they've got all the ultimates now being drained.
Yeah, but they still don't have any sort of control here, Troopers. That ultimate was just to keep them off the site, and that operator is not going to be the best weapon in a retake. Aziz has got his timing to play on the back of his teammates' peaks, but Frostmine, he gets taken out, and the time is all that is remaining for Orangutan. They play on the back of time. They might get a couple of exit frags. They get both of them. As Excali and Aziz will shut it down. Excali with the 3K in this round. He will get taken down by the spike, but it doesn't matter. Orangutan with a really good round there. It almost got a little too scary because Deathmaker seemed like he could have gotten both the kills here, but the Fade Haunt was there to cover him up, and Rafi was ready for that kill. And Techno, stuck in that corner, and Cubby could only do so much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Orangutan 4-3 up. Ultimate economy, if we just have a look at that, True Rippers are looking pretty healthy. Deathmaker is 2 off from a showstopper that could prove to give them a couple of rounds, and of course Vibora as well. But to farm those orbs, they need to be a little bit more proactive. They need to find a couple of kills, if not get those orbs towards the extremities of the map. Disrupt, he wants to guard this one by himself, but Rafio,
Wow.
he's found Deathmaker, and he's gonna get another Deathmaker and Hell of the duo from West Bengal. They kind of get drowned up by Rafio's power. And I'm not quite sure why they decided to dry peek that, because a Brimstone and a Chamber need a bit of support to peek that out, and Frostmine found another. True Rippers, what was the plan going into this round? This kind of just fell apart without any sort of reason.
Damn. The players
Okay.
are getting picked up, and with that, Antidote finds another one. Technical Gold is out of the equation. It all trickles down to what Disrupt is capable of. I believe saving the Vandal is going to be the choice. But yes, the postman scenario comes in with that. The spike has been planted, as we can see. Orangutan, this could be a flawless round, or this could be a round where Disrupt is just going to go and save his Vandal while holding off his own sides. But yes, apart from all the other situations, I do feel this was a completely controlled aggression coming from Orangutan. Those peaks coming in from Excali initially disrupted the whole hookah angle, and then eventually Techno 2 Cold also got taken down. Bit by bit, True Ripper's hold actually is diminishing. And this is not the right scenario to go with, to be honest, because if Orangutan gets their grasp on this map, we all know in 11 maps, they have won 10.
Well, 4-3, gonna be 5-3 in just about a couple of seconds, and Disrupt holding on to his ground. He knows that there could be something close, but Rafael actually, okay, I'm not quite sure why Rafael lost his life there, but must be all for good measure, it seems. And there is a timeout coming in for True Rippers, as now they need a bit of damage control. They've got 2 ultimates, and I'm pretty sure they're close to Deathmaker and Vibors as well. Both of them got taken out, so they just need 1 more orb. And I think this round is going to be to try and secure those orbs itself, because if they're not able to translate those ultimates in the next couple of rounds, even if Orangutan finds 6, True Rippers should be able to make it an even half by making it 6-6, right? So I believe that this round should be more of an objective cause of letting the Viper and Raze go to B long and towards A showers. Try to gain those orbs so that you can play on the back of those ultimates, maybe, because you've got 2 more. You've got the forgive me, you got the Trailblazer, I'm saying the Trailblazer. You've got the Seekers, and you've got the Orbital Strike as well. Yeah. So it should give you quite the arsenal to fight off the next 2 rounds at least. And that should be the objective for True Rippers. But they are currently, I'm pretty sure, going to be on an eco. We should have a look at the scoreboard in just about a second. And there it is. Yep, they are going to be on a semi-bye. And the only one who's got something to work with is Disrupt, because he saved up from the previous round, of course. But the remaining players, maybe they are looking at a bit of an ultimate usage round here. They've done that before. True Rippers, they're not afraid to use their ultimates in the eco round. Maybe that could come up as a play here on the back of Disrupt gaining a bit of control. He's hoping for the first pick to come his way, but he's looking at the wrong direction because nobody is towards that A short side.
In the shots we have aces, but there you go. The guy with the Vandal. Disrupt gets disrupted out of the equation. With that, Frostmine gets the initial pick. And now look at this. Vibhor holding off his sights with the stinger in the hand. Gets spotted. Viper Spread is also going to get utilized. It will be very interesting to watch out how the game goes on from here. Vibhor gets another one. It does feel like that things are changing rapidly. And in the lamps, we have another pick coming in. Now the last 2 players with the ultimates are actually ready. We have the Orbital Strike and the Seekers also activated. But yeah, moving forward, let's see how Orangutan is going to play along with that. I mean, they're trying to bait in the Orbital Strike. It does feel like that. And yeah, there you go. Sky gets taken down. It's all about the last man standing. Helif gets one. Goes ham with the Sheriff. But eventually Frostmine, lookalike agent, the Brimstone, takes down for the team known as Orangutan. It does feel like that Orangutan is doing a very decent job at this point of controlling. And obviously, that gun superiority actually helped them a lot.
Yeah, of course it does. And while the damage was dealt and it was a bit of a dent, Orangutan are still pretty much in control of this game. They are 1 away from Frostmine's Orbital Strike there, so they've got an ultimate economy building up of their own. But these True Ripper ultimates are being activated one after the other, it seems. The Viper's pit has gone active towards A short, so that covers up one entire angle. But nobody from Orangutan is actually keen on pushing that. They're more interested on the B site. And Techno, he wants to help out Disrupt here. It sends out the Trailblazer, and Excali needs to be careful. You don't want to just jump out randomly. What are you doing? Excali, you've got no idea who's on site. You don't even use your utility. And now his team has been forced off, and Antidote's gonna get burnt off because Aziz had to use his satchels to get away, and that satchel kind of pushed him into the main part of it, and Antidote just ran straight into what was the B site. And just like that, True Rippers, they make real good use of their ultimates, and they found round number 4.
Well, 10 rounds have already passed. The lead is still there in the favor of Orangutan. And pretty much after the next 2 rounds, things will be changing rapidly because then Orangutan has to go for their defensive side. But yeah, look at the replay. The way the play came in, it was absolutely impressive.
Yeah, why did Excali not throw in any utility whatsoever? I'm pretty sure he had a little bit left, but he still did not throw anything on site. And he just jumps out thinking, what, nobody's going to be there backside inside Cubby watching him? Oh, come on, that's a little bit reckless there. And on the back of which...
And he paid the price.
Exactly. And True Rippers, yes, they used up 3 ultimates. The Viper's Pit practically went for no use. But hey, it allowed them to get around. And now they've still got the Seekers, which could be of pretty great use. They've made sure of that before. And it's all onto Techno, who's got information towards B long. And they've let Disrupt kind of play tete-a-tete with Excali towards Hookah. And this has kind of been Orangutan's play here. They just let the one initiator try to take up the space. Whereas the rest of the 4 members, they come in from long. The Seekers have been committed. The Orbital Strike comes out, and Sky is going to be eaten up. He had no idea where to run because he knew the backside was covered up, and if he went further, he was going to get spammed. That was a great ultimate usage from Orangutan to pick out and isolate a kill. And now they've got the advantage that they needed. No initiator equal, no flashes, and now True Rippers, they are in deep trouble.
Oh yeah, another stepping stone coming from Orangutan. The way they made their entry possible was absolutely impressive. Yes, in the Hookah, we do have the Chamber Disrupt holding it off, and apart from that, holding another angle is going to be the Brimstone. But apart from that, when it comes to Vibhor, he is actually there in the lamps. Ooh, that was a good shot with the Rendezvous. TP's back. Disrupt still holding a very decent spot with the battle. He might just find another pick, and I'm totally looking forward to it. How that initiation is going to go. Look at this, Disrupt still trying to get the information. Fade with the utilities, trying to make an entry. Raw Fuel trying to gather all the information that's possible. The post-plan scenario will be coming in, but even before that, Disrupt wants to come up with a flank position. Maybe he's going to find the players out. But let's see how the game goes on from here, because Vibhor is already making an entry. It will be very interesting to watch how the game comes in from here. In the upper brackets finale, we do see True Rippers still getting chased off quite a bit.
Left, he's trying to spam it up. Frostmine still on side, but he's got support in elbow. Oh. And Aziz pops in, he gets one, but there's trades going back and forth. It's a Prince Stripe kill feed. Green, red. It keeps exchanging. And now it's the Chambers with one of their teammates left, but it's Disrupt who's the better one here. Excali's all alone. He wants to spam in, but the plant is not for him. Orangutan had the sight, but they didn't go for the open plant. I can clearly, we'll just have a look at the replay once because I'm not quite sure why that plant went down inside of side. Look at this, they had control. Yes, there was a sound, I believe, from the teleporter, but you've got 4 players alive. One's inside elbow and 2 are towards long. And if the 3rd player is planting, why wouldn't you give him cover to plant in the open? Orangutan, another small mistake here cost them around. Excali just couldn't spam it down. And he could have, honestly, I think he could have won the round if the plan was in the open towards him.
Well, definitely, I do agree with your statement. But yes, at the same point when the Hookah angle was covered, I believe that is the main reason why they were unable to plant in the open spot. But yes, as you said, the cover should have been there so that they could have actually done that. Oh, the operator is not going to be useful. Antidote finds one. And at the same point with the Guardian, Frostmine also gets one. Impressive showdown coming in with the skills and their trigger discipline. But moving forward, when it comes to place like Techno to Cold, still holding the triangle, and there you go, he's going to pick in. Have to see how Antidote is going to revert that, because when it comes to weaponry, it's kind of decent. With the Bulldog, he might just find the angle. He has to be very precise with the aim, and indeed, even before that, gets taken now. Techno Cold is still surviving in the picture. Sky
No, that
gets another one.
Molotov.
Oh, Excali also gets picked up. Oh, apart from that, Aces. Rafael retaliates to take down Hilif. Now it's a 2v2 scenario. Retaliating is going to be the best situation that can happen for now. And True Rippers is now stuck with the last man standing. Rendezvous is broken down. Frostmind is going to plant this time in an open spot, which is actually a good thing. But now he's going to hold off the triangle, I think.
Ah, great.
Ah, there you go. Mid-air.
The up and down setup. They find themselves in the perfect position. Orangutan, good round from them. It kind of could have slipped away after the trade-ups that came in from B Long. The two players there were really aware of the fact that the Nightfall could push them off, and they go in for the double swing, get the kill, and then they found another on site as well. But unfortunately for them, Frostmind's on a bit of a roll here. And with that, they've gotten 7 on the board to go into the defensive half. They should be feeling a lot better because True Ripper has kind of closed up the gap there quite a bit. And it almost seemed like it could have been 6-6 for a second, but nah. Here we go. The pistol. It seems like Orangutan are going to play on a bit of a default setup. They don't want to push in anywhere. No proactiveness being shown. True Rippers are going to hold on for an A push. Excali gaining a little bit of information with the hunt towards Showers, but nothing given so far. And Rafael, he's hoping for an aim fight towards a short, which could be given to him in just about a second. But I believe that the players on a short are hoping that the DM King and Techno duo towards Showers can cause some commotion so that maybe on the back of that sound cue, they can move in. Excali, he's holding that angle. He's got a Prowler. He spots out one. And Techno's ready to push in, but Frostmind gets Deathmaker. Deathmaker again peeks out dry. Why is that happening? Why are these players peeking out dry? I'm not quite understanding. He could have waited for the dog to go, and he could have waited for so many things. One after the other, trades come in. 4 versus 3, and the teleport seeming likely to be the point of cause here, and they will find it, and they head in towards the B side, but Aziz, he goes in behind them. He chases them out, and he's not going to let them enter the B side even for a second. The grenade actually pops up into his own teleporter, but his teammates are safe because they all teleported with him and bump right out of the door there. And Aziz, he maybe thought that somebody's going to come in behind him. But hey, in the end, OG, they got this round on the back of just one teeny mistake from Deathmaker. If he would have just not swing that angle without any utility, maybe they could have actually done something. But damn.
Yeah. So with small mistakes, larger implications are coming into the picture. Team True Rippers is already losing with a buffer of 3 rounds. Orangutan, with that buffer, they can actually create that mental pressure. And obviously, by winning the pistol round, now they have got the advantage in this next round, which is possibly a SMG round. And Sky, look at him. With the classic in the hand, Technique Cold is trying to get some good picks. Let's see if it is possible. The guiding lights are still getting the information that yes, there are a barrage of players coming into the picture. With the Headhunter, even Disrupt is holding a very sweet spot. With that corner, he can actually hit down Antidote. But even before that, the Trailblazer will be the weapon, will be the utility that is going to get utilized. The concussion is still there, but no dry picks, to be honest, this time.
Yeah, much better. They need to be in control, but they are heading towards the B site where they've got the Sky and Brim duo waiting for them. Frostmine has not bought into this round. He wants to opt for a Vandal in the next one. Information with the Sky Flash comes in, and instantly you can see Rafael rotating up, but it might be a little too late. He needs to find one, and Antidote's going to double up there. Frostmine gets 2 as well. Vibor might get 2 of his own. He drops a little bit of damage, but it's not something that was unprecedented because they have picked up the weapon that Antidote had dropped, and that's a Spectre gain as well. And thanks to Frostmine's 2 kills here, he's gotten a lot more value than we expected. True Ripper should have gotten that side pretty easily, but the aim prowess of OG seems to be on an overall team level much better today. And they've gotten the 9th round here with quite the buy as well. The bonus is looking pretty strong for them. As True Rippers, this is their round to win, and they need to win this to stay in the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. They need to win another set of few amazing rounds. Eventually, if that is not the case, yes, the control is going to be lost. And as we can see, there is a buffer of 4 amazing rounds coming into the picture. It's absolutely amazing. True Rippers on the hindsight trying to orchestrate some more interesting plans, some more intricate plans, but with the guiding light, and again, the information will be released. I would love to see how Antidote is going to play along with it, because now he has got the Sheriff and the players are slowly but steadily creeping onto this corner. Look at this. The Vandal is actually ready. Techno Cold is more than ready to get that opening. Apart from that, Helif is also there with the Vandal of his
Oh,
own. Let's see what Antidote is
Antidote.
capable of, because this corner actually looks very risky. But there you go. What a pick. What a support coming from the teammate. They peeked in, got one pick, but in the smoke, some predictable fires coming in. Helif won't be able to get the job done. But the Sheriff shots actually were not that precise this time. Eventually, what do you have to say about that universe, the support that was there from the back end?
Yeah, that was pretty good, but unfortunately, it just couldn't hold on for too long there. Orangutan
Mm-hmm.
now are confined to the A site as they might look to play for a couple of exit frags here. And Vibor might just find one coming towards him. He's heard him pretty sure, and he's repositioned himself well here. I think Scally expect this. He does have utility, but he expects. Yeah, he actually checks
Oh.
it. He actually did see it, but he turned around expecting that, you know what, there's probably nobody going to be there. It was more of a customary check. And at the end of which, it's left Rafiel alone in a 1v3. And he's hoping that maybe this Vandal can see a couple of bullets connecting to a couple of heads, but not going to be the case. He needs to get away from here, save that Vandal. Not necessary, though. He can actually just die to the spike. Not going to be too much trouble, and that's exactly what he will do. One kill before he gets away
One.
for his troubles, and he will die to the spike. Rafiel causing damage even before he knows he's seconds away from death, as True Rippers, they've got economical problems from the beginning of this game, and they continue to be there towards the second half as well, because the 3 players that they lost now are going to be reinvesting. Yes, they won the round, but those half armor buys are going to pinch them in quite some places, because they, I'm pretty sure, don't have as much money. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Oh, never mind. They actually do. They should be able to buy in too, but their economy overall is a little stunted. And Rafiel, he's got the operator in his hands.
Well, let's see how that op is going to be useful. Look at this, covering the angles. Rafiel is trying to predict where the players could be coming in from. We have Disrupt already holding that particular angle, being the pseudo duelist. Let's see if we can really peek in at this point and get the job done. Well, the toxic screen is already present. Let's see if there is a shot connecting. Oh, the grosses are quite on point. If the toxic screen goes down right now in this moment, shot could be connected, but no, he misses by a margin. With that, he's going to just completely fall back. And yes, beautiful angles have been covered up. I mean, Rafiel was already there, but then again, Jesus, look at him. Also holding the angle, but eventually gets disrupted by Disrupt. It's good. It's good to see this kind of deliverance coming to the picture. But apart from that, the trade is still there. Orangutan missing by a margin. Now it's all over the Brimstone, and this guy pushes in. Technical gets a beautiful pick in the lamps. Antidote becomes the last one with the Champion's Vandal in the hand and just a guiding light. I don't know how far he's gonna go.
Well, the last man standing, he expects the angle. Great shot from Antidote. Okay, that's a good first kill. He's kind of hopeful about this. Picks up the operator. He actually wants to go save, but Techno, he doesn't want to stop him. He wants to kill him, and he's chasing him. Antidote's gonna be absolutely gobsmacked here if he's not able to save this, but he, of course, has got quite the history with this weapon, so he's not gonna get away from any fight, but Techno, he was a little too fast to swing that corner, and on the back of which True Rippers find their 7th, and that was a really important round for them, because if Orangutan would have gotten away with this buy, it would have probably been number 11 following up on the back of the next round as well. But a great startup here from Disrupt, making sure that he checks his angles and does really well to avoid any sort of contingencies, as Orangutan allow True Rippers to take a step further, come closer, and they have got actually pretty close to 3 ultimates. Look at that. The Sky Seekers and the Orbiter Striker just 1 away from their ultimates, and that could be a round-winning condition in the next one. Of course, this one, they know Orangutan's on a eco, so they're going to try and win this off on the back of aim duels. But for the next one, they're going to have quite a bit of utility to work with. Let's see how that goes.
Well, yeah, let's see how this initiation is going to be helpful. The players are peeking in with the classic, with the ghost. Yes, the picks are coming in. This will be very impressive to go with. There you go, another retaliation.
Oh, Antidote
finds another one with the Sheriff. He gets it done. Now it all trickles down to the last 3 players coming from Orangutan on the hindsight. True Rippers still struggling. Another big pick
Wow.
coming in. Fade finds another one. Now it is all trickling down to a 1v1. Tour de France is active. I mean, he can actually go for the ultimate, but Rafael, let's see what kind of a
Yo, my
formation
God.
he's going to build.
You know what's funny? The fact that if you look at the map,
Uh-huh.
when the trap was destroyed,
Yeah.
the chamber
Yeah.
that is disrupt, he himself didn't know that his trap was destroyed, right? The fight does go to him. Yes, of course, he's gonna have the better end of that, straw. But the thing is, when that trap was destroyed, Disrupt was still looking on the B side, thinking that Rafael was there, and his teammate had to mark on the map to tell, yo, your trap got destroyed, man. He's on the flank. He's nowhere near you. Why are you checking these sites? The chamber didn't realize that his own trap was destroyed. Well, moments of tension can cause you to kind of be a little bit panicky, but in the end, if you've got teammates who can help you out with that kind of stuff, you will be much ahead in terms of round kills. And here we go, another round to be killed. 8 on the board for True Rippers, 4 ultimates on their hands, as they can actually explore any avenue of this map, and they're mostly heading towards B.
Well, yeah, there is just a chamber disrupt holding of the sights through the lamps, and I would love to see how that retaliation goes on. Rafael patiently waiting for his operator pick. And yes, through the B mains, we have multiple players trying to make an approach. We have got the Techno to Cold, and then again, the Raze is also holding off the sides. But look at the Brimstone, is already rotating back, getting the information from Disrupt that we might be able to push from this angle. And maybe they're going to approach that. But yes, there is a possibility of a hookah push also coming in. But no, the players are rotating back to the A side. And when it comes to the A bomb side, in terms of defense, we have got a Raze and the Chamber sitting patiently, waiting for his moment to be there. Look at this.
Quite the patience as
The
well.
Seekers.
He's just holding down this angle.
Yeah.
The Seekers have been activated by the defense, and they know now this is going to be an A hit. That grenade is actually going to be pretty big. And
Oh, there you
Rafael,
go.
he's rewarded for his patience. Vibor does get the Viper Spit active, and there it is. Rafael is pretty much done and dusted here. Out comes another orbital strike to cover off Shower so that they can enter into the Viper Pit. But can they follow it up with kills? No, they can't. Helif gets one, though. He's got the spike in his hands, and he should be able to get one. Aziz is going to try and spray him down, but he's got trouble towards Showers. He still gets it, though. And the time is not his friend. Aziz, he takes out one with the showstopper as well as they make it work. Orangutan, by hook or by crook, thanks to Aziz's instant adjustment of aim, they find number 10, and True Rippers have been stripped of 2 of some pretty big ultimates, which just did not work out. The Viper Spit was perfectly activated, but unfortunately for them, they did not expect the second player to be in this corner, and Techno should have won that fight. He could have swung out. I'm not quite sure why he was trying to spam that down. He could have just swung out. Man, small, tiny steps that go in the wrong direction are causing the other team to take advantage, and they end up winning. But both these teams are making those mistakes, and now it's still Orangutan on the better end of making those mistakes burn in your face. And now True Rippers, they're hoping that the Tour de Force and that showstopper maybe can cause some damage. But Rafael, he's ready for anything. First kill comes in pretty easily.
No. The pain shells obviously pushing the players back. And look at this. Another pick could be
See,
there. There you go.
so
Finds
good.
Suez's. What a pick that was. What a pick that was. I mean, Haunt being utilized. Players information is already revealed. The last one survives, and with the frenzy, he wanted to go ham, but eventually he's not going to survive in the scenario. A flawless round indeed coming in for Orangutan. What a comeback. I mean, for a moment we did thought that True Rippers was finally making their way back. There was a lead of 9. There was actually 9 rounds in the favor of Orangutan, and True Rippers was stuck with 5 rounds in their favor. But what a retaliation coming in right now. The way Orangutan is once again orchestrating their play is absolutely impressive. And look at those precise utilities that are being dumped every now and then in the corners, and also the trigger discipline that Aziz had. He knew that he could have taken down that particular player, but he decided to first of all look the other angle from which the other player was trying to peek in, took down that particular guy, and then eventually beyond the Tetris, he was able to take down the second guy as well. Impressive play.
Oh, a lot of aggression towards B long from Orangutan. They went in for quite a bit of the push, but on the other end, Excali's lost his life towards Hookah. Deathmaker made sure that that Fade does not throw in any more Prowlers, and now they're going to try and challenge him. He's on the other end of that same corner, and Antidote is really keen on taking out his ex-teammate here. Let's see how it does fall over. They spot him, and he swings out, and Deathmaker's aim is revived back to 100, it seems. He's had a bit of a quiet game so far. I would say a little bit of a mediocre game, but this round is all his for the taking. True Rippers looking at number 9, as Orangutan already have called in for the save.
They're trying to just clear away the flanks if there is any. But yeah, for now, the post-plan scenario looks very, very good for True Rippers. And there is not a lot of scenario, there is not a lot of angles that these guys coming in from Orangutan can cover. So Frostmind and the other chamber can actually just go for the save, as you said, Universe. And it will be a good approach, because then again, you really have to be ready with your economy, because the next round can be very, very crucial. It's either a match point or a comeback story written by True Rippers.
Rafael will get one. That's going to be not too much trouble here, but this bit of time that they've got is just for Orangutan to actually kind of make plans as to what exactly is going to be the course of action in the next round. They've got not too much to work with in terms of economy. Let's just have a look at their buy. I'm pretty sure they should be able to buy in with half armor, but overall, I think Orangutan have this bit of control that they're trying to establish. They did it towards B long, so maybe they're trying to build on a bit of momentum. They want to take map control into their hands now, and they might be wanting to set up Rafael once again towards that B long position. As you can see, the Sky and him are there, so it should be a setup over there. But True Rippers might actually end up falling into that trap. Information is gained. Techno does get his flash moving, but Disrupt, he finds Antidote like it's nothing, and Hell takes a Rafael. What is happening towards B long? How did both of them lose their lives like that? Like it's nothing. Frostmind now. He's going to be the savior, but I'm pretty sure he's been spotted in this corner. Yes, he has, and he will be taken out as well. Out comes the showstopper, but it doesn't matter. Aziz only good for one, because Deathmaker, he just put it on as a safety cause, nothing more. Orangutan let another round slip by their noses at Excali. He's expected of a 1v4, but it seems really unlikely that he can actually clutch this one out. Instantly going back, he probably just wants to save, but Vibor, he's not going to let him do even that. No, never mind. Scally, he does get the kill. Not too much trouble here, but he does have a bit of a tail on his back, unless True Rippers just want to let him live for the moment and see what he can actually do with that Vandal in the next round, because Orangutan's economy currently is busted.
Oh yeah, he's going to save that particular weapon that he has got, that's the Vandal. And for now, eventually, if he goes for some peaks, maybe he's going to lose his life. But yeah, Vibor got taken down by his perspective, which was absolutely amazing. But yes, for now, True Rippers made their way back in the game, exactly as they did while the scenario was 9-5, and now it's 11-10. In the replay, you'll get to see those cubby angles that were delivered by Helif and his teammates, and eventually Aziz found one, but eventually got retaliated by Techno to Cold. And eventually, look at this, Vibhor trying to go for the peaks with the Champions Panel, but instantly gets traded off. And at the same point, when it comes to the current scenario, now the timeout is going to be there, because it's a make or break type of situation coming in for the defenders. That is Orangutan. If they lose this one, obviously the equalizer will be coming in 11-11. Then the story could be of anyone's. It could be True Rippers. It could be Orangutans in the first map of the BO3. So remember, guys, the stakes are the qualifications for the LAN, and I believe both the teams are more than serious at this point to get the job done.
Yeah, sure, of course they are, but just because even if they lose here, doesn't mean their chances are over. They've got another game. Whoever loses here, one of them, of course, is going to lose. They will be going to the lower bracket to face off either one of Aster Army or Reckoning, and fight them in the lower bracket decider final to make their way back up to the final. But hey, that's all on the basis of who is going to win out this game and who is going to actually have to take another step and fight another team to make their way back. For now, OG have gotten a bit of a reconnaissance call. The timeout was taken to maybe understand what they can do. They do still have an economy. It's not busted as much as I thought. And they still have the operator intact, of course. Or they're going to play a little bit passive, it seems, this time. The only point of contact is Frostmind towards Hookah. And he's got Antidote to try and cover him up. So it's a bit of a bait setup with the trademark as well. But DM, he probably does not want to push and poke the bear too much here, because he knows there could be a setup that he could walk into. Does have his grenade, and he could actually clear this out all by himself, make Frostmind suffer. but his team have other plans. They want to charge in from B long. The Trailblazer will give them quite a bit of information, just that there's one on site. They know that the sky's here as well. And as it stands, Orangutan and True Rippers are in a Mexican standoff, just waiting for the other one to make a move.
The Sim Beacon is active, and with that, the peaks are going to be there. Look at this. Letmaker finds a beautiful one. And yeah, with that, the opening has been created. Orangutan now surviving with just the 4 players. There could be an approach coming in, but oh, that was an interesting trade-off coming in. And today, Andrew finds one. Now Chamber through the showers is also trying to peek in onto the fade. Was not that fruitful, but eventually at the same point when it comes to the orbital strike, is going to find the way and shut down Aziz. Oh no, at 30% HP, Aziz still survives with the satchel, was able to completely back out from the lamps. Otherwise, the fate would have been a little bit more different, and eventually gets traded off. Vibhor, what a retaliation that was. Excali finds one, Antidote gets one, and the spike is yet to be planted, and the timer is running out. It does feel like that the match point will be coming in. Oh, what a pick! Vibhor, what a swing, but eventually in the retaliation, Raw Fuel saves the op and gets the Vibhor out of the equation. What a play that was. Orangutan now has got the match point.
Oh, Orangutan, what a way to win it. The denial of the plan was the most important kill there.
Wow.
Excali finding that was such an impactful kill, but this double kill that came in from Vibhor almost seemed like he could have actually turned the game around, but he had only 9 seconds, and by the time he could just slither away back from U-Haul to the site, it was Raw Fuel ready with the operator striking hard on his back and sending him to the Shadow Realm. And now True Rippers staring down at the abyss of the next map, what could be, with them going in with a bit of disadvantage. A teleport play from Aziz does gain him 1 kill, but he will be dropped as well. No smokes though, in terms of, you know, positional smokes, at least I mean for the Brimstone, because the Viper's wall has already been committed. So if they want to go to this B site, it's going to be quite the detriment, because Helif actually kind of committed the smokes there. So this is going to be a complete no-go, because now Orangutan can actually play from the back of these sites and play for passive angles and still win those fights. And that is realized from True Rippers, and that's exactly why you can see them trying to maybe give out a fake towards A. They want to use that Viper's Wall to maybe sell whatever they can, make these Orangutan players rotate. And it's not going to cost too much, because Raw Fuel and Antidote, they're pretty comfortable where they are.
In the lamps, we have an entry coming from the Rays, and now they're falling back. Antidote gets picked off. Vibhor, what a pick that was, but Raw Fuel with the operator is never going to stop at this point. He's picking the players bit by bit. Oh, the air enter comes into the picture. That's impressive. What a play that was. Techno to Cole still holding the hookah, trying to make an way, trying to make an entry. I feel it's going to be a contested one, because look at that. Fade is already patiently waiting. We have got the Chamber also, and it is done. Orangutan gets the first map in the BO3 scenario. Yes, they've got the first one. What a play that was. What a play that was, to be honest.
Absolutely great stuff from Orangutan. That was quite the climax to what we were expecting to be a competitive matchup, and it was more so for quite the bit. But that penultimate round with Excali's timed kill on the planter was what allowed Orangutan to find the momentum that they needed to get the match point. And once Orangutan have match point, they almost usually never let it go. Their run of being absolutely crazy on bind continues to be so. This is 11 out of 13 victory. No, forgive me, 12 out of 13 victories that they've gotten out of their complete record on bind. They will be going into this second map with the advantage, what they were looking for. Yes, it was quite hard fought from True Rippers, but there were mistakes committed every now and then. Time was a bit of a problem as well. There were so many times we saw them, they stretched it out to the last 20 seconds to maybe try and cause a bit of commotion for Orangutan. But in the end, Orangutan were solid in their retakes and, of course, in their proactiveness as well. They wanted to make sure that this time factor that True Rippers were using was not just a problem for them, because the minute that planter's gone down, they're going to hurry up to try and get that spike on the ground. But before it can be planted, Orangutan start causing chaos all around the map, and that's exactly what they did in the last but one round, and they pushed it all the way to 13-10. Highlights coming up as we go through the story once again before the next map comes in, because next up is Lotus, and Lotus is a
Wow.
map that's gonna give us quite the interesting factors because True Rippers, till date, have not lost a game of Lotus officially ever.
Okay, that's interesting. A team which is quite good in bind gets a bind. And then again, when it comes to True Rippers, they are very, very good, as you said, when it comes to the map of Lotus. So this will be a very interesting picture to see. But apart from that, when it comes to the highlights, as we can see, multiple crucial angles were converted, and Rawfield with his operator was very on point. The picks that he took was absolutely impressive. And is the trigger discipline that he had was absolutely impressive at the same point when it comes to Excali. Yes, there were some blunders made by him, but still at the end, he was able to clutch out the moment for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. This was, of course, that end moment where True Rippers were looking likely to make a comeback. They came up 10-11, and they were so close to securing maybe, that's, equal scoreline, but it just wasn't meant to be. A little too far, and this was a kill. That was the kill that kind of settled in this game itself. That one kill just made sure that this True Rippers side was in complete panic and disarray. And the minute that happened, True Rippers became a little too complacent with their attacks. And Rawfield was ready to play. That one smoke, he called for it. He asked Frostmine to cover him up. The smoke pops down, and he was allowed to play with a little bit more space. And great stuff there from Rawfield, as he, is not having the top fragger name to himself, but his impact was quite the bit. Aziz once again steals the show with his race plays. Yes, he had his moments where it seemed like Aziz kind of was not having the best of games, but then he picked up. He had multi-kill rounds every now and then, but the most consistent person across this entire game was Frostmine. His first half was brilliant. He picked it up in the second as well. In the first couple of rounds, he was a little slow to pick it up, but 20, 15, 7, great figures for a Brimstone. And overall, ladies and gentlemen, Orangutan with a team gameplay here as they head into Lotus with quite the advantage.
Yeah, advantage of a pretty important map that was bind. But yes, moving into Lotus, things might change drastically. True Rippers is more than ready, and as we did saw in the first map, that the competition was quite cutthroat. There were some small mistakes and the trade fires that were not coming in from True Rippers that actually costed them the map. But maybe if those mistakes are going to be replenished, if the mistakes are not going to be repeated, maybe in the map of Lotus we'll get to see a different story where True Rippers is going to be a victorious one, and with that the breeze will be coming in. What do you think about that, Nimas?
I'm actually not quite sure. Breeze, I don't think we'll see it because, yes, as much as Lotus is a full-fledged map for True Rippers where they've won every single game till now, we've seen Orangutan only the one time. This is going to be the second time ever we're going to see them on Lotus. How that's going to end up, we'll find out at the end of this break. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We are here with the upper bracket final. If you've not been watching what just happened so far and you've just come in, then you need to know what just happened. We have gotten into this best of three. The second map is going to be underway in just about a couple of seconds. And the first map ended up with a 13-10 score on Bind, with, of
Yeah,
course, our favorites, Orangutan, taking in
orangutan.
the victory. Yep. And now we're heading into a bit of a situation where True Rippers are heading into a map with Orangutan where both these teams have so far not been defeated on Lotus. Let me put that in context for everybody watching, right? Lotus is a map that True Rippers have played, I believe, 8 times. Not 8 times. They played it 8 times, twice in the last
Mhm.
2 rounds of the same tournament, and they've never lost it
Okay.
even once. It's their strongest map yet, right? And Orangutan have never played Lotus ever in their history, apart from when they did against Sarafa in the quarterfinals of this very tournament. So, and they won that map. So, this is
Okay,
quite the
that's good.
dilemma because Orangutan
Yeah.
have got practically no history of this map. So if True Rippers are even coming into this, they've got kind of no homework on this map because I believe the last time Lotus was played, RVK was in the mix. So even if Frostmine's taken up his role, there's really little bit to go on. But True Rippers, on the other hand, they're pretty rich in history of Lotus. So let's see how that flows on, ladies and gentlemen. The agent selection, of course, is here. And it's going to be practically the same composition across both, except for, of course, Antidote picking up the Fade, which is not the best choice in my mind because Disrupt with that Breach could cause havoc. Breach is kind of a, you would agree that he's kind of
Mhm.
a, indispensable pick on this map because of how much value Breach
Oh
brings,
yeah,
right? What would be the chances of
definitely,
Orangutan
definitely.
now that they're not going with Breach?
It's gonna be a pretty tough one, to be honest. Stopping the attempt coming in from the attackers is obviously going to be quite challenging, and obviously creating that space while being the attacker into the sites is
Mhm.
obviously going to be very, very challenging. With the prowlers, with the horns, you can get so far and so good, but apart from that, when
Yep.
it comes to breach, yes, it is actually a very vital agent choosing in this map.
Agreed. And we'll find out how that agent is going to move forward to Rippers. Let's get into the game. Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's go.
if this is going to be the final map of this best of three, we will see True Rippers head down to the lower bracket in the decider final and wait for either one of Aster Army or Reckoning to come and fight them. But if True Rippers continue their 100% streak of having Lotus as their best map yet, then we will be seeing Breeze come our way. Game has begun as Orangutan will defend this breach initiated attack from True Rippers, and we should be looking at a bit of a C push, it seems.
Mhm.
And now, first pick goes towards Orangutan. Frostmite not afraid to take his fights, it seems, as the C site is being hoarded by two different places. The C site mouth, which is the entrance, of course, gets tackled down by two different ways as Orangutan take advantage of men. Keep it that way.
Well, it does feel like then in a 3-4 scenario, things are going to trickle down a bit. But look at this, another retaliation coming. Nazi's 60 trade fire. That's good. The KG4 gets taken down. In the previous map of being the Viper, he was very, very on point. But look at this, the turret is on point. Gets the information of where the players are coming in from. Techno to Gold and Disrupt, both of them are trying to make an entry. And here's the fault line came in, but still not so useful. Not so fruitful at the same point, I would like to say. But yeah, through the waters, we have another attempt coming in. Let's see how Orangutan is going to revert this. The boom bot is now going to get utilized. In this scenario, amidst that, I believe Fade can peek in and maybe get some good picks as well. But just 3 HP and a Trailblazer coming to the picture. I think maybe there could have been some post-ban scenarios coming to the picture, but no, that's not the case. As we see, Orangutan being the defenders wins their first round. This was a 3-person raid, which was kind of like say a tipsy turvy turn, where the first Omen, if I'm not wrong, got taken down from Two Rippers' perspective, and then rank 10 decided to go all ham.
Yep, absolutely. It still goes their way. They've been pretty clean so far. And now, oh, it seems like there's a force coming in from True Rippers on the back of that plant. And you would expect it as well. Two Bulldogs, never mind. Okay, Techno is still deciding what he wants. He's gonna go for this Bulldog in the end. Oh my God, this guy, get a little bit more decisive. Come on, we're heading into the A side, it seems, with a full-fledged attack from the True Ripper boys, and they've got a full buy here. And I'm not quite sure that Orangutan are still aware of this. Excali, he's hoping that at the minute that door breaks, he can throw in that flash, but he needs to be careful because he might get ambushed. First spot comes in from Antidote. The flash comes in. Great pick here as they absolutely destroy them. They were not waiting for the door to break, forgive me. They were waiting for Antidote to find that first contact of vision. And the minute he finds that, it's dusted and done. Great stuff from Excali and Orangutan overall to make sure that that paranoia is utilized at its best. And they've got a 5v2 ahead of them. And True Rippers have been torn apart here.
Oh yeah, there's nothing that they can really do. Yes, they can take some exit frags, but I feel taking down the control from here, it's going to be a tough one. The one-way smoke is still going to be very, very impressive. And as we can see, the dark covers are getting all the information, are giving all the information through the trees. We have another peak coming in. And Antidote is obviously going to get the information of where the player is. Is trying to pick in with the Marshall. Maybe gets one. But now with the Ghost, he gets a shot. And at the end first, the Viper retaliates with the Bulldog, and there you go. Back-to-back 2 rounds in the favor of Orangutan. Yes, they've got the lead in the overall picture of a BO3 scenario, but look at this. In the replay, you'll get to see that paranoia being used in the perfection.
Well, 2-0, and this is an eco for True Ripper, so this should be 3-0 pretty convincingly. Sheriffs across the board, a couple of half-armor buys. Not too much to go on back of. But overall, Orangutan, if you let them build up momentum this heavy, look at that push. This is what happens. They're going to try and fight you in your home, and they will punish you for whatever you've got. The push is great. They find another. Aziz is just building up to that showstopper at this point. He's going to get it in the next round. He's most certainly going to get it. Either he picks up the orb, or he finds another kill, or he dies, and there it is. He gets 2 kills and he goes down, no problemo. His teammates are there to cover up for him. Rafio gets another, whereas the last 2 members are left on 2 extremities of the map. Where exactly do you plan on going? The Spike can travel towards C. Maybe if they swing in together towards Rafio, they can kind of take a 2v1 fight, get a trade if one loses his life, and go for the plant. But for that, they need to be in sync. Bore and Disrupt, forgive me, not Techno, are now maybe looking to do the same. A Bulldog at their disposal. Rafio's aim, once again, isolated fights and isolated kills.
Oh!
A double swing should have been coming in there, but instead, it's going to be just a peek-see to see where exactly Rafio is, and they lose out that round. Great start from Orangutan, as Aziz has already gotten his showstopper.
Yeah, and even the bonus round is now out of the equation for Team True Rippers. Quite a beautiful contested round coming in, and Rafiel, what a conversion that was there in the seaside. Impressive performance indeed. Moving forward, yes, we are now down to the 4th round. Let's see how it is actually going to trickle down. And as we can see, the ultimate, the showstopper is already ready when it comes to Aziz, and he's going to utilize it at the A side, I feel. But no, he's actually already holding his own perfect side. But look at the sentry being delivered. That Maker finds one. Oh, this was a straight up walkover coming in. The showstopper is still active. He can actually go for it, but even before that, he's going to go with the Vandals. Takes down 2, but eventually in retaliation, yes, he's going to get picked off as well. Now it all trickles down to what Frostmind is capable of. Has got the Bulldog in the hand, and the players are rotating back to the B side probably. That's the case.
Yeah, most likely. It's a 1v3, and he does have no idea about anybody being close up to him. The one thing I was kind of confused there about was why didn't Aziz go for his showstopper? He had enough time, and if he had fired it, maybe he would have gotten both the kills there. So a little bit of a decision, questionable decision from him. I think he had more than enough time to go for the showstopper and get the kill, give himself some breathing space to get away from that corner, but he still didn't go for it. Okay, maybe he's just hoping for a better round to use it. That could have been the perfect round, to be honest, in my opinion. But now Frostmind, he's got nothing to work with, just 2 snake bites, and he's got angles being watched in towards the cave of B. And time is not his best friend. He's hoping for maybe a couple of exits to die to the Spike. And Helef might give him first contact, and he does. Loses his life, and Frostmind, he's gonna go for more. Just a bit of vulnerabilities. No securement of kills. Two Rippers with their first on the back of 3 rounds given away early on, but it is a first that is solid on the back of Deathmaker's 2 entries.
Well, there you go, another opportunity. And this is the questionable stance that we did saw. Like,
Yeah.
yes, he got 2 frags. He could have actually gone for the showstopper and shut down at least another 2 players, or maybe just one. That could have actually changed the whole trajectory of the game. But eventually, that didn't happen. And due to that, the first victorious round comes in the favor of True Rippers. But there's still a long way to go, because when it comes to True Rippers, they have to win this map and then eventually win the another one as well. And all Orangutan has to do is just win this map, and they're going to move forward to the finale. But yes, for now, as we can see, the contestant is still on. In the trees, we have Aziz, and if I talk about Deathmaker, he's also pushing a little bit more onto the sides. But I feel Excali can actually get the pick.
I've got your trail.
Oh, Excali gets the first, and that's going to be a huge kill. The Paranoia to hold him back and give himself some space, and he's going to actually retreat away. That's a good decision from him, playing it a little bit more cautiously. But Helef, he's going to lurk in, and he might just find Excali's head here. He doesn't expect him to be on the right side corner. Excali, he's actually going to let him slip, and Rafuel, he actually is expecting this. He's got no idea. But Excali might be a little caught off guard, and yes, he will be. Vibor finds Rafuel swinging out that angle as well. Kind of unnecessary, but he does. And that gives away the B site to the True Ripper boys. It's a 3 versus 3. 2 of them pretty low, by the way. This could be problems. But Techno, he's hoping for a kill here. He gets information. No vision, but he still gets the kill.
Pretty impressive embarkment, but there you go. The Trailblazer was not that helpful, to be honest. Another showstopper being utilized, and with this, the opportunity has been delivered. Vibor also gets backed off. PS, the diffuser will be coming in, and Orangutan fights back, and they fight it back in a fashion. Yes, indeed, if Aziz would have not been there, and eventually the showstopper would have been utilized in this particular round, maybe things would have been out of the equation once again.
4-1 True Rippers. In a bit of a pickle here. They're going to have quite some trouble, even with their economy. As you can see, that's practically destroyed. Yes, they've got an ultimate available that could cause a bit of problems. The Rolling Thunder and Deathmaker could pick up an orb and go for the showstopper on the back of it. And there could be a combo they could use as well. And it looks like they might do it towards the C site. The point here probably is to get Deathmaker into that position to make it work. Does he pick up the orb? No, he's actually going for the fight. Techno cleans that up as Frostbang is taken out. And that's a good first frag. That's a good opening. They could go on the back of it, but Excali, he's ready with his Paranoia, expecting them to run in the back of that Rolling Thunder, but True Rippers, they've got other plans. They're not actually going to go for it. They want to play this a little bit more carefully, and that's exactly why they've got the Killjoy lurking towards B.
Gathering all the information at the C and B side, and now entering the A. Quite impressive stance, but let's see if it is going to be useful, because again, the guiding light is obviously going to give the information to Fade, and that is why Fade is now going to raid back to the side. Antidote now is gathering all the information that is required, and the players are converging back to A side. It's going to be very interesting, and yes, as you said, the Rolling Thunder can play the vital role of getting that opening. And in the scenario, Helef is getting all the picks that he do need, and now the information has been revealed that it's a full 5-man stack push coming in, and yeah, there you go, with the fault line being utilized, trying to clear away the side. Vandal not being that fruitful, to be honest, for now. But still, let's see how far these plays are going to go. Showstopper being active, the retaliation comes in. The stop with a beautiful angle was sitting beyond the rope and takes down 2 players.
What is happening? Orangutan, what are you doing? That jump down through the smoke was a little too reckless. Yeah. I'm not, again, no information. Excali had no utility, yes, but you had to just maybe wait a little bit to see where exactly these players were. They didn't even go for the check under the smoke. Maybe somebody could be up close. And that one person was able to take out that person, Excali, who jumped down, and a follow-up distraction so that his teammates could get the final kill on that A site. A round that is really strong from True Rippers. A thrifty as well on that. as Orangutan.
Yeah,
It should have been their round, man. I'm not quite sure how that ended up translating into True Rippers, but they didn't even have to use the Rolling Thunder. It was a brilliant round.
definitely going for all saves, going for the utils, going for guns like Sheriff. Look at this. The players straight up jumped in, and eventually all three of them, Raze, and then eventually I believe Viper was also jumping from the same corner, and Fade also got picked at the same corner. So it was not that interesting, not that like let's say decent of a pick coming in from the corner, but True Rippers got that advantage, and now they are still at the disadvantage, but they have got their two decent rounds in their favor, which might actually change the things. But look at this, the concussion is still there. They are trying to make an approach. That Maker wants to go with the satchel, wants to go with the paint shells, but what a retaliation from Rawfield. Indeed gets two.
You should
What a
run.
beautiful pick. Has got the lockdown as well, but eventually if the post-1 scenario comes in, then he's going to utilize it. But there you go, the lockdown is already active.
Yeah, Aziz could actually destroy it, but never mind. It's a little too late now. He's kind of sandwiched them, and Orangutan are trying to cover them up from 4 different angles, and that's a good thing. And True Rippers have realized this, so they're actually going to be pushing towards Heaven to gain control. But Antidote, he's actually gotten away from there. He doesn't want to do it. Vibor now is in trouble because he could be in a lot of isolated fights in front of it. He could be in front of it. Disrupt. He's going to try and slow them down. The Rolling Thunder is not going to help them out too much. It doesn't actually catch anybody. And Vibor is going to lose his fight. It's the last two players standing. Disrupt wins one, but he's not going to win another. DM King left alone. He's got a grenade to stop this, but a grenade doesn't connect. And Frostmine's going to stick that defense while Excali protects him with his life. 5 and 2 Orangutan instantly hitting back as True Rippers. That Rolling Thunder was a little too early, I believe. They could have waited for the spike tap.
Yeah.
Or at least for Vibor
Actually.
to take that, contact towards B main. If he had taken the contact towards B main and the minute that was when they actually triggered it, they could have actually won that round. But they Disrupt went for it a little early. He was smoked off. He had nobody pushing in. He had Deathmaker next to him. He had all the support he needed to. A little bit of a misjudgment there from True Rippers, but hey, what's happened, and now they are 5 and 2 down. They need to make up for lost ground, and they're looking to do that towards the C site.
They're making a fast approach. Yes, we do see swarm grenades being deployed, but yes, they're not active for now. Look at this angle. That Maker finds a sweet spot to hit on through the walled angle of the area, gets a headshot, and Frostman is now out of the equation. Let's see what the other capable players are moving forward to do. And they've got the classics out.
Oh, Excali.
Look at this angle. Frostmine.
Oh, he gets
Like Scally finds him. Interesting. Now the swarm grenade is also active. The spike is obviously going to get planted, no doubt on that. Seeker's being active. Oh, the ultimates are now being done. And here comes the lockdown.
Oh, the lockdown's gonna help them quite a bit, but the push comes in. They take it down. Vibor finds two.
Wow.
And now that's been taken out as well. The last man left standing is towards Spawn, and Excali. He's holding a really neat angle that is not expected from Techno. And Antidote will be the one to settle this round as he defuses the spike, saves his team. And that is going to be number 6 as True Rippers are staring down the barrel of a really bad first half if they don't pick up the pieces. Because for now, Raider, they've got another eco buy, or I would say semi-buy. They do have a couple of weapons to play with. A couple of shotguns, Bulldog, Stinger, whatever it is that they want to buy in. But we've seen them win with these weapons before, so we cannot count them out completely.
Oh yeah, they are here to fight, and I believe, yes, there is a fighting chance that True Ripper has got, but again, holding up the similar angle. Excali is gonna go with the Paranoia. There's nobody to actually get the cover with. But yeah, moving forward, the Trailblazer will be there. This time the approach will be of the B side. Maybe they are able to hit it. Rockville still holding off their own sweet angles, and Rockville gets one. Not just one, he gets 3! Oh, actually it's a 4K! But unfortunately, it's not gonna be an ace. Yes, he was able to clutch out the movement, but no, ace is gonna be missing. That Maker retaliates. Can't really beat him down that easily. Switches to Vandal, waiting patiently for the angle to be covered up with. That Maker in a very tough spot. Does not have the spike, and obviously going for it is going to be a contested one. Oh, the pain shell is being active, and with that the retaliation comes in. Oh, impressive! Actually, Antidote got taken down.
Yeah, the one only kill that he's gonna find. He did try his level best there, Deathmaker. He gets 3, but the third one was from beyond the grave, so that's going to not count for him because the rounds are running and trickling down Orangutan's side. This is a waterfall, basically, and Orangutan, they're surfing on the side of it, whereas True Rippers, they're falling straight down. They've got that Showstopper and Deathmaker, and that probably is going to be the win condition of this round if they're able to actually use it to clear off the site, and they're hoping to do that towards A main. Out he goes, both the Satchels just to take initial control. And nothing now for that Showstopper to actually fly on the back of. But he, of course, has got his ever so green aim, which has not been that green today, but he's still pretty good at what he does. Good grenade, but actually, no, not a good grenade. Out comes the swing. Aziz gets one, and the Showstopper from Deathmaker is finally out. It goes right to the feet of Aziz. It takes him out. He blows up into smithereens as it's a 3v3, and Orangutan are now hoping that their controllers have got a bit of magic to work this one out, especially Frostmind. One's gone down. He's going to look for another. Instantly goes back. The Snakebite to clear off his path, but he's got Vibora crossing it. Deathmaker is hoping that tree's not been infiltrated just yet, but this duo, the ex-VLT duo, need to bring up quite the clutch here if they want to win this one. And God knows that their team needs this round. They, for the moment, are just hoping for information because they've got nothing for the moment. They just know the smokes. Both the smoke players are here on the A side. They've got no clue where Rafiel is currently situated. And Excali, he's got an expensive recon that he can use. The ultimate, of course, in his hands. But look at that progression. They're running in, and Excali loses his life. And Frostmind, he probably is not going to expect this close-up angle. He doesn't, and Vibor's done it perfectly. And this duo might just find number 3 on this Rafiel. He's got quite the clutch up his sleeves.
I mean, he was able to get a 4K in the previous round, so maybe this is another chapter that he's going to go ahead with. But look at this, the angles by Vibor, impressive enough, takes 2 players by surprise. And yeah, with that, the third round came in for the True Rippers. And the storyline is still pretty much looking in a similar fashion as to what happened in the previous map as well, the map of Bind. But yeah, for now, in the instant replay, you'll get to see that Showstopper being used in the pretty good fashion. Apart from that, Frostman was able to get a precious pick. But then again, these angles that we both created were absolutely amazing.
7-3. Quite the scoreline. Much room for True Rippers to actually make a bit of a recovery here because Orangutan now are on an eco. One has a Spectre, one has a Guardian, the rest just rescinded to pistols. As True Rippers, they give initial contact towards A, and instantly the rotation's been called in. Antidote needs a bit of help. He does have Aziz and Frostmind making their way here. The Trailblazer does not get anything more in terms of information. Grenades being exchanged, flash is being thrown in, but no real infiltration just yet. Antidote's actually managed to keep them at bay. He's not going to get a kill for his troubles, though. Out goes the Showstopper. It finds one in Rafiel. He's going to be the winning condition. If he gets 1 kill here, it's going to be huge, but he might be susceptible to a trade. He gets 2! Frostbite finds another, and this ultimate from the Killjoy is going to be of no use if he's not going to be able to win this round. Vibor's trying to push in, and he's off the angle, and he will get taken down.
Wow.
Orangutan win the Thrifty of their own now, returning the favor.
Last round.
I mean, the only answer to a thrifty is actually a thrifty of your own. So yeah, Orangutan did a very interesting job of getting this particular round in their favor. With that, the lead is of 5 big rounds in the favor for Orangutan. Not just that, in the bigger picture of a BO3 scenario, it's Orangutan already winning the first map of Bind. So it is, I guess, situation where True Rippers is actually in a big trouble. The mental pressure is just getting created, but I would love to see how this initiation of the 12th round is going to go, because this is the last round before the swap when True Rippers will be becoming the defenders. And as we can see, the approaches for A side, Raze is already pushing in, but eventually got taken on. Aziz with a beautiful pick on DM King and also Disrupt. That means Judgebreaker and the Initiator Breach has already been taken down. It all trickles down to what the controllers can do for now.
Contact by Vibor onto B. He takes out the alarm bot and wants to actually get away because he can let his teammates do a bit of damage towards A. But the fact of the matter is, his teammates have lost their life pretty early on. It's a 3 versus 5, and they've left the C side on a retake, which is a good decision because it's not actually where they're going. A Trailblazer towards A. Frostmind's actually not been found out here. And this is the last round. He can just put in the Viper's Pit right here, right now, if he wants to. Excali, he's been found out, but it's going to be Frostman who gets a kill. Good crossfire play here. Push and pull, the bait and switch. And the last man standing, Techno, he's in no man's land. Out comes the Viper's Pit as well, just to keep him out of this place. He's 1 HP, and that shorty is going to make sure that he goes down to 0. Another aggressively taken round from Orangutan as they head into the second half with a 9-3 scoreline, and True Rippers are staring at their first ever loss on Lotus. And of course, who else would it be except for Orangutan?
Yeah, the Giant are hitting hard at this point. Orangutan with a buffer of 6 gun rounds in their favor. Yes, they are looking very, very impressive. On the hindsight, now Tree Rippers have to go for the defensive side. And maybe this can change the trajectory as it did in the previous map as well. When the sides were switched, it was True Rippers which was able to come back with a storyline of 13-10. But then again, those 13 rounds were in the favor of Orangutan. That's why they were able to win that particular previous round. But yeah, moving forward, talking about this one, I believe the Sheriffs, the Ghost, and the Classics are more than ready with some utilities that the players are going to go with. The Omen is obviously there with the Dark Cover, with the Paranoia. He's more than ready to go ahead and get some good, beautiful picks. The one-way smokes were critical to stop the players pushing in onto the seaside, and that's exactly what is happening. Now they're patiently waiting for the smoke to go off, and now that the smoke is off, this is the chance where the players like Aziz can actually push in.
Antidote wants to kind of explore with his team towards A while they'll let Aziz hold on to the back lines. He might be in trouble here, but he still gets 1 kill. He knows there's another there. The grenade is really good to hold him off, and he's actually going to be pushed off his mark. No more flanks coming in, but Vibor still on site, and he might just get him down here. Yes, he will. The double push in, and Rolf is going to be the one to get that kill. 9-3, soon to be 10-3 because Disrupt and Techno, they hardly look like they can pull off this round. It's going to be really difficult, and Aziz, my god, he's on point today. Takes another head for his count as he just keeps on piling the numbers, and he's chasing him. But it's going to be Rafael to take that kill. 10-3. True Rippers, they've got no choice but to force in here. And if they do force in and they lose this, it's going to be game over.
Quite a lot of competition with the flawless round. Now they're making a marker. Orangutan already with the lead is looking very, very good. Deathmaker on the hindsight is doing the heavy lifting of getting some good frags, but at the same point that support system is not working out somehow. And in the attack rounds, yes, we did saw a complete downfall coming in from True Rippers after the initial few rounds that they won. But now moving forward in the defense rounds, let's see how fruitful they can be, because all they've got is just a barrage of Classic, and then again just one Ghost, I believe. That's all they've got right now. But in the opponent's perspective, we have a Guardian, 2 Bulldogs, and few Spectres as well. So I'm looking forward to see how that gun superiority is going to help out Team OG, because in the pistol round, they went all ham. They were very, very aggressive. They were able to get the job done. But in this one, things might change. And if they lose this round, and if this is a thrifty for the opponent, that means True Rippers, things will change drastically. But look at this. Now the approach is actually at the A side. The only guy that is actually lurking on the B side is going to be the Fade. But he's going to still fall back. And in the A side, we just have the KJ with the turret active.
Oh, Vibor blinded, and he's probably going to be taken out here as well. Yes, Aziz, he gets him even though he's climbing the ropes. His accuracy is not going to be hindered. And now the big flank coming in from 3 players, and Antidote, he's ready for this stun and nade combo to push him off, but he's still going to be able to survive. Out he comes, he finds 2. And Deathmaker will be able to trade him off, but there's nothing more he can probably do. Maybe one more, not gonna happen. 11-3. True Rippers, they have been humbled here on Lotus, and their 100-person record seems to be broken in a couple of minutes, unless they can actually surmount this and make a comeback of the ages. We've seen teams come back from here. Fnatic, of course, have done it on the world's greatest stage against the pressure of quite a number of thousands of fans of the opponent's team. Why can't True Rippers? There's no reason they can't, but it's going to be quite the task against a team like Orangutan, who put the pressure on them. C seemingly to be the point of attention now for the Apes as they want to run in there. Smokes come in to try and deny it, but Orangutan, They've got all 5 players here. There's highly likely that they find this site without any sort of trouble.
But from the perspective of defenders, the paranoia is more than ready. Excali also goes for the paranoia. But eventually, entering the side is just going to be a hard, fast battle coming in. And as we can see, the players are falling short of breath. But eventually, the retaliation comes in. First one finds one, Antidote gets one another. But now, the defenders will be able to get this round in their favor due to the fact that those paranoia and the dark covers, along with the swarm grenades and the turrets, worked out fluently. And then comes again game of True Rippers.
Yeah. 11-4, True Rippers get 1 round for their troubles. A good hold on that C site, but they're going to need a lot more where that came from because now Orangutan, they've got their full buy, and they're hoping that the A site is going to provide them with that match point. Vibor, he's come back from the C site to the A this time. He's read them, and he wants to make sure that Orangutan did not find a single round post this. Information being gathered towards C. Excali wants to play with the minds of his opponent as he just does a teleport, and he realizes that maybe there could be a push. Whereas Helif, he's holding down that B side with a judge and nothing more. Trailblazer and the kill, Excali! He finds Deathmaker, and that's the big kill that they needed. Both the other initiators are here, but they need to get 1 kill back. They need to get the trade, and they might be in trouble. With the Techno, he walks into the fault line himself. He cannot go for the pick there, and they missed that. And on the back of which Orangutan instantly realized, you know what, both initiators are here. Maybe we just head in towards the other side where there could be just 1 player standing on the A site. And they know that the Killjoy is here. So how do they handle Vibor? Let's find out.
Well, yeah, all the utilities are pretty much done. We have got the alarm bot, which has now been destroyed. The swarm grenades are also active. Along with that, I believe the turret is also more than active. But look at this, we're on the tree. Vibor was holding a very beautiful angle, but eventually Antidote retaliates with just 8 HP. He's still there in the game. No healers whatsoever for the team. On the hindsight, when it comes to True Rippers, let's see how the guiding lights are going to be useful. Indeed, blinded 1 player. The judge will be coming to the action. Elif finds 1 beautiful pick. That's impressive. But then again, can't go that far when it comes to the long range with the judge. So let's see how useful that weapon is going to be. Obviously, he can actually switch it while taking down KG. He has gone for that weaponry. And at the same side, Antidote with the lower amount of HP has now been taken down. The dark cover comes in. Oh, what a retaliation. This could be a possible comeback story written by the team True Rippers, but the snake bite, obviously.
The grenade, the snake bite, ever.
No!
Guys, what are you doing?
What did he do that? He decided to completely push in the snake bite. What a costly round that was.
He knew he had no time, but he could have at least gone for a bit of a wider angled play. Why is he walking into that snake bite? It didn't make any sense to me. Oh, boy. I mean, I think at this point, True Rippers have realized their situation. They're like, you know what? I think we just hope for the best in the lower bracket decider finals. Man, that was heartbreaking to watch, but Orangutan, they are the almighty. They have been, so far, the best we've seen. But Deathmaker, he's still hoping that maybe he can turn things around. Gets another. No, he doesn't. Just a bit of damage, but he's still keen on pushing. And there comes the kill from the trade. Antidote swings him out, finds him at the right time. And Deathmaker is going to be kicking himself while holding the boom bot in his hands.
Well, the Trailblazer still being active. Prowler was also there, getting all the information. What a swing that was. Disrupt finds 1. Vibor finds 1. With that, True Rippers retaliates and gets 3 out of the equation. Now it all trickles down to what the showstopper Raze is going to do in terms of retaliation. We have another beautiful pick coming in, but both the players that are surviving from Orangutan are now there with the lower amount of HPs. When it comes to Helif, with the Spectre, he's going to sweep in. At the same point, we have got Fade with the Vandal. The Champions battle is going to work out. It's all about the last guy standing, and it's Vibor, and he's more than capable. I do believe that.
30 seconds left.
Well, he is capable, yes, but he's going towards C when the plant is going to be towards A. He's just making sure to check whether Raze is actually lurking. Not going to be the case. The plant goes down, and now it's a 1v2. Aziz, he's got an ultimate, he's got a grenade, he's got explosives for a lifetime. It's gonna be a nuclear bomb in his face the minute he goes and taps that spike, because Vibor, he's been spotted as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the victory. This for the land spot, and it will come through Aziz's showstopper.
It's
of
done.
course, he's gonna be the one to finish it all off. He will take Orangutan to the end as they will qualify for the India Predator League 2024 LAN Grand Finals.
What a play coming in from a buffer of just 3 rounds in the Pine to a situation where there was a complete mayhem coming in, and now with that buffer of 8 big rounds coming in the favor, Orangutan definitely made a statement, and now they are more than ready to see what happens next. But what if in the LAN arena we'll get to see a True Rippers versus Orangutan again? But for that to happen, I believe True Rippers has to go and face off either Reckoning or Astro Army, and then eventually come back again in the grand finale. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle for True Rippers. But yes, Orangutan, congratulations and glory to your performance.
Absolutely. And now, on the back of which we will be watching True Rippers step down to lower brackets, and they will be hoping to face either one of Reckoning and Aster, whoever they are ready for. And they should be looking to get back and come to the final, try and push them to the distance again, Orangutan. But, ladies and gentlemen, for this game, it's going to be quite the decimation. Orangutan, from the beginning itself, had real good control of the game. Aziz was once again the hero of this Orangutan team, as the rest of the team just kind of supported him across, and he did so much work with his weapon, with his utility, and overall Orangutan as a team were so well-rounded and ready for everything. And just with that, we will have our first grand finalist, Orangutan. And they should be feeling real proud of themselves, because this game was quite the domination. It's not that easy to beat True Rippers in the way that they did, especially on a map that True Rippers, by the way, till today, had a 100% win record.
I mean, that record has been breaking down, and as did the dream of being the upper bracket team qualifying directly to the LAN. So yeah, now the battle begins for them in the lower bracket. But apart from that, when it comes to the highlights, look at those angles that, while defending, Orangutan was able to cover up with. But yes, there were some blunders, as we did saw beyond the rope, the control that Breach had, and eventually with that Sharif, he was able to shut down not just one but 2 players at the same point. It was absolutely impressive. But still, somehow Orangutan was able to have the glory in their favor, and it was, if I'm not wrong, a 9-3 scenario in the first half, which was actually a very big
it was. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the 9-3 was quite the detriment to them getting back into the game. Yes, they were able to make up for a bit of it in the second half, get only 2 rounds, I believe, but it just couldn't trickle all the way through. And in the end, it had to be Orangutan with the complete control, calmness of their entire roster, made sure that they didn't, lose out on too much. And with that, they were able to secure themselves quite the victory. And if we have a look at the scoreboard, of course, Aziz, 397 ACS,
wow,
26 kills, 254 ADR. This man was an absolute roll. And on the other side, it was the race itself, yes, but 13. He's halfway across where Aziz was, and that's exactly why Orangutan are almost 3 times the detriment in terms of rounds as where they could. Helef and Disrupt just couldn't keep up with the rest of the team today, man. And it just absolutely went through. Let's talk about all of this, though, with the IGL of OG himself. Let's have a special guest on. We've got Antidote coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a talk with him. Welcome, Antidote. Welcome. Congratulations, first of all. You are in the grand final. How does it feel?
Thank you so much for having me. It feels great. I think the way we played the second map, it was more composed than the first game. The communication was good. People were understanding each other, and still, we tried to play some strategic game and everything. So yeah, I think it worked pretty well, and we got our desired result.
All right, that's great. I do want to ask you about
Amazing.
bind, especially because on bind there was a lot of mistakes created in the attacking half, especially for you. True Reapers came very close. There were times where you guys were not, having too many issues with checking corners. There were times Excali got caught off guard with the fade towards Hookah multiple times. Was there a problem with the communication, or was that just an individual thing?
Scally is making a lot of mistakes. That's why we have not given him a contract yet. So yeah, so jokes apart, yeah, I'm aware of all those mistakes, and probably me and the coach and the boys will sit and do our homework and come up with the solution. So yeah.
All right, that's great to hear. So who are you hoping to face in the finals? You've got 3 teams: Aster Army, Reckoning, and True Rippers. You of course have qualified. Who are you hoping to face off in the grand final in the LAN?
I think, see, I think Reckoning is playing really good, and the second map, OG versus True Reapers, it might seem it's a one-way traffic, but the thing is, True Reapers is also playing great. The score line must be different in this game, but they are also playing great. So for me, I think it will be between Reckoning and True Reapers, and I have a soft connection with 2 of my boys from True Reapers, Deathmaker and Helef, so I will root for them.
Yeah.
All right. Raider, do you have any questions for him?
I mean, I just want to ask that why were those mistakes delivered? I mean, through the ropes, if I'm not wrong, the breach coming in from True Rippers was able to take 2 players down with a sheriff. That was just something out of the blue for me.
I'm really sorry, I forgot the round. I don't remember the map right now.
No, that's
I guess
my
maybe
bad.
sixth round, maybe.
But yeah, thank you so much for bringing up the topic. But I'm aware of all those mistakes, and I think we will work, and hopefully you guys will show much better Valorant
All
next
right.
time.
Before we do let you go, there's been quite the rumor about who's coming in as the 5th ape for you. Can we expect any leaks or hints, or is this going to be a secret
Let's
even
go
from you?
apes.
Whoever is coming, it will be a global phenomena. So yeah,
Okay.
let's see.
Okay, it's the same
Wow.
thing we see in the post. Okay. Before you
No,
go,
we are all-
before I do let you... Yeah, go on.
No, just go on. My bad.
All right. Before we do let you go, I do want to ask you, of course, this final is going to give you a chance to participate in the global final in Philippines, right? Now, you've been on multiple international stages yourself. How much would this mean for you to represent your country once again in the Predator League 2024?
Well, we are trying hard again to represent our country, because last time we have disappointed our fans. We have disappointed the country because we have not done really great back in Ascension. So it's like a redemption arc for me, myself, and my boys, because for me right now it might sound a bit cocky, but the thing is I don't have to prove anybody in India right now. But my goal is to get a trophy for India, and I'll be working hard. See, I have couple of years more left in the competitive scene, so I want to get one international trophy. So that is my goal till I retire. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And congratulations once again. We will be seeing you in Bangalore for the LAN in a couple of days. And all the best to your team. Hope you guys work hard. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Universe. Good to see you guys. After party mein milte hain Bangalore mein.
Of course.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Antidote with his words of wisdom. He knows that his team has made a couple of mistakes in this game, but even after those mistakes, they've come out on the better end of this. So, Raider, he does seem to have a bit of a knowledge of what's gone down. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and check the WODs again. But are you convinced that maybe this team could be the one to win at the LAN in a couple of days' time?
I mean, if they are able to recalibrate the mistakes that they did and eventually come up upon that, I do feel that this is the stronger team that can easily make their way as the champions of this beautiful tournament.
Well, I might have to agree, because they are the ones who've made it all the way unbeaten. Also, I might add, not a single map given away. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have gotten our first grand finals. The second one is looming between the 3 teams in the lower brackets. The next match of which is going to be coming at our screens at 7 p.m. Reckoning Esports going up against Aster Army. One of those teams makes it to the decider finals to face off against True Rippers in the day to come. That is tomorrow. But for now, they are preparing for their next BO3. Who is it going to be? The youngsters of Astro Army, or is it going to be the experience of Reckoning Esports that's going to push them off? We will find out in the next BO3. We'll see you at 7 p.m. Get yourself some snacks and be back, because the action never stops at the India Predator League 2024. See ya, and we will be back.